All right, so the second part of this lesson is actually talking about addition and subtraction with scientific notation. So we're now actually on page 24 of your ISN, okay? So I want to look at addition and subtraction. We just talked about multiplication and division, but now I want to look at addition and subtraction, okay? So first thing I want to do is I want to look at this top box. It says, when adding or subtracting decimals in standard form, it is necessary to line up the place values. In scientific notation, the place value is represented by the blank. In that blank, you're going to write exponent. Okay, so that makes sense that our exponent represents our place value. Before adding or subtracting, both numbers must be expressed in the same form. Okay, so if they're not expressed in the same form, it means I cannot add them together. All right, so let's go ahead and look at some problems. So the first problem I have, problem number 3 right here. Zoom in a little bit more, okay. So it says evaluate each expression, express the result in scientific notation. Okay, so I have 6.89 times 10 to the 4th plus 9.24 times 10 to the 5th. Notice that these are not the same place value. Okay, so the first thing that I need to do is I need to change the place value for one of these. I'm going to change it for the larger number. Okay, I'm going to change 5 to 4. In order to do that, I have to move my decimal one place to the right. Okay, so doing that gives me this: 6.89 times 10 to the 4th plus 92.4 times 10 to the 4th. Okay, then I add my numbers together. 6.89 plus 92.4 gives me 99.29, and then the 10 to the 4th remains the same. Then I can rewrite it in scientific notation. So I need to move my decimal one place over. So now I have 9.929 times 10 to the 5th. Let's look at problem 4. Okay. So problem 4, 7.83 times 10 to the 8th minus 11,610,000. Okay. I can rewrite this in scientific notation as 1.161 times 10 to the 7th. Notice again, they're not the same place value. So I have to change it. I'm going to change the 8 to a 7. Okay. Notice I'm always changing the larger number. Usually I want to do that because if I'm subtracting, I want to make sure that I have a bigger number and I don't have to worry about negative numbers. Okay. So 7.83 times 10 to the 8th becomes 78.3 times 10 to the 7th. I subtract the two numbers. 78.3 minus 1.161 gives me 77.139 times 10 to the 7th. I change it back to scientific notation. So all I did was I moved my decimal over one place. I get 7.7139 times 10. Notice I go from 7 to an 8 because I moved my decimal to the left. All right, the last one I have here is number 5. Okay, number 5 says 593,000 plus 7.89 times 10 to the 6th. Again, change the 593,000 to scientific notation. I get 5.93 times 10 to the 5th. Okay, this time I decided to change 10 to the 5th to 10 to the 6th. You don't have to. You could technically change this to 10 to the 5th and you would still get the same answer. So I get 0.593 times 10 to the 6th plus 7.89 times 10 to the 6th. I add the numbers together. 0.593 plus 7.89, I get 8.483 times 10 to the 6th. Okay, I don't have to change anything because it's already in scientific notation. So I have 3 try problems here. I have D, E, and F. So go ahead, try them on your own, pause the video, and when you come back, we'll go over the answers together. All right, now that you've had a chance to pause the video and try the problems yourself, let's go over the answers together. So letter D says 8.41 times 10 to the 3rd plus 9.71 times 10 to the 4th. So notice that this and this are not the same. So I have to change them. So I'm going to go over to my workspace. Okay. So I have D, 8.41 times 10 to the 3rd plus 9.71 times 10 to the 4th. Okay, so I want to change one of these into not scientific notation so that way I can have the same place value. I'm going to go ahead and change the 10 to the 4th. You can change the 10 to the 3rd, but I'm going to change the 10 to the 4th. So I'm going to leave this one the same. So this one stays 8.41 times 10 to the 3rd. This one becomes 97.1 times 10 to the 3rd. Okay. Now I'm going to add the numbers together. 8.41 plus 97.1. Gives me 105.51. Okay. So I have 105.51 times 10 to the 3rd. This is not in scientific notation. I need to move my decimal 2 places to the left. Remember, it can't be more than 10. Okay, so this is 1.0551, and I moved it 2 places, so I add 2 times 10 to the 5th. Okay, so my answer for D (1.0551) times 10 to the 5th. All right, letter E says 1.263 times 10 to the 5th minus 1.525 times 10 to the 7th. Again, notice, not the same. Okay, so what I would like to do is I want to change one of these so that they are the same. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. Okay, so I just want to rewrite the problem. Okay, so I noticed that they're not the same. I also noticed that 10 to the 7th is going to be bigger than 10 to the 5th, which means that I'm going to end up with a negative number. But I still need to get these so they're the same. So I'm going to go ahead and change the 10 to the 7th. I'm going to leave the 10 to the 5th the same. So this becomes, I'm going to move it over 2. Okay, so I'm going to get 1.263 times 10 to the 5th minus 152.5 times 10 to the 5th. Okay, then I can subtract the numbers. 1.263 minus 152.5. And I get negative 151.237 times 10 to the 5th. Okay, not in scientific notation though, so I need to change it to scientific notation. So I'm moving 2 to the left, right? So that means this is going to get bigger. So I get negative 1.51237 times 10 to the 7th. Because I moved it 2, right? So plus 2. All right? So that's my answer for letter E. Negative 1.51237 times 10 to the 7th. Okay? So then let's look at F. So F says 6.3 times 10 to the 5th plus 2,700,000. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do with this is first not run out of table space. Okay. So I have F. I'm going to rewrite my problem. I want to change 2,700,000 so it's in scientific notation. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decimal places. So that's 6.3 times 10 to the 5th plus 2.7 times 10 to the 6th. Not the same, right? So I need to change one. I'm going to go ahead and change this one to 10 to the 6th. So if I do that, I have to move my decimal place over 1. So now I have 0.63 times 10 to the 6th plus 2.7 times 10 to the 6th. Well, when I add those together, 2.7 plus 0.63 gives me 3.33 times 10 to the 6th. So that is my final answer. For letter F, I get 3.33 times 10 to the 6th. And that is the end of this lesson.